Hey, grab your voice.
I'm so grateful that we've been able to help so many people. And you're not just helping a kid. You help the kid, it's the family.
Today we're going to learn about an organization that provides year-round, state-of-the-art educational and clinical programs for individuals and families working to overcome the challenges of autism. Join us as we visit VIA, the Virginia Institute of Autism. Come on.
At the Virginia Institute of Autism, our mission is to help children, individuals, overcome the challenges of autism. We use evidence-based and innovative techniques to do that. And we have 3 service areas where we do that in education, we do that in outreach, and we do that through our adult services.
And what is the definition of autism?
Yeah, it includes communication disorders, trouble and impairments in communication, social interaction impairments, and then often there's repetitive or stereotypical types of behaviors. And those behaviors, often when disrupted, cause distress.
So talk about some of the challenges. There's a wide range. There are students, children, and adults who are just mildly affected by autism, challenged by autism, and others where it affects them in a much greater way.
You're absolutely right. We get some folks that have more pervasive developmental delays across all the different developmental domains. Mm-hmm. So there may be cognitive impairments, there may be communication impairments, adaptive behavior, their sort of daily living is impaired. So there's those types of challenges. You can have some folks that maybe have some individual areas in social and the communication piece where academically they may be on par, but they're challenged in that social or communication area. And then another, I think, interesting aspect to autism in particular is that some individuals with autism can have they can be sort of at age level in certain skill areas, but then they can have really major significant delays in other areas.
Yeah.
And so they have this really individual profile that makes teaching for them and thinking about how to assist them in their learning particularly challenging.
See, and we're going to take a little bit off the ear. Nice job, buddy.
Talk about your philosophy and your approach to teaching.
We use a methodology here, predominantly applied behavior analysis.
Right.
And what it does is it really focuses on the individual's strengths. It looks at breaking down where are their gaps, and then takes in the very smallest and sometimes smallest of units, it creates learning opportunities. And then we look at how do we motivate the individual to be able to be successful at that learning opportunity. And we really do a very intensive, very extensive tracking process where we're looking at each time we present that learning opportunity, is the student achieving success or are they failing? And then if they are failing, how can we provide them assistance and what type of assistance do they need in order to ultimately succeed?
I've been coming to school at VIA for 3.5 years now. I enjoy it, it's fun. We are working on SOL standards now, SOL writing prompts. I don't like writing, it takes a while for me and it's difficult. History is my favorite.
Some students are earning points throughout the day for completing schoolwork and following the rules. Other students may earn stickers or tokens. The other cool feature is that we can specify how long students are working for. So some of the younger students may work for only a minute or 2 at a time when they first start out and then get a short break where they can have some fun. And having that ability to individualize all of that for the students is, I think, one of the big pieces that makes VIA so effective.
Ready? Here we go. Whee!
We have applied behavior analysis, psychology, special education, speech-language pathology, occupational therapy, even social work informing us around the family unit.
Right.
All of those are coming together and really looking at, okay, for this individual, what works? And
right.
It's almost like a science endeavor here. And I'm very happy to say, for us, we're very successful at making certain that our kids achieve those goals, and then even if they don't, those few that don't, and those certain goals, we can show and demonstrate what is it we've been doing to try to get there.
You could say, did you get a haircut? I did get a haircut. Thanks for noticing. Do you like it?
We have Velcro. You need help? Sure, girl, I can help you. All right, hey, this is water. I'm gonna spray it in your hair, okay?
What are examples of some of the goals that you have for your kids?
Yeah, well, all the kids that come to VIA are going to have communication goals. Again, it's the hallmark to autism. So we're going to have teaching you how to express your wants, your needs. Many of the challenges many individuals with autism face directly relate to the difficulties they have with communication.
Right.
So we're going to have communication goals, but then how do you actually socially interact? And so for all of our students, we have a social interaction goal. And we're teaching kids how to play, how to initiate conversation, how to initiate interaction. And that's so key in how we get through our day and how we're looked at and how others, respond to us. So that's a goal for all of our students.
Mom did it.
Very cool, Tay Tay.
Yes.
Who would you find if you were lost at John Paul Jones Arena?
Have fun, security guard.
Security guard, high five, Tay Tay.
In the in-school program, you have 6 different classrooms. So these are different ages, and students are working on, some students are working on life skills. They're learning how to brush their teeth. They're practicing brushing their teeth.
That's right.
Or being comfortable having a haircut.
Right.
And then you have students in classrooms who are working on SOLs.
That's right. That's right. And that, again, it speaks to the spectrum of autism. There's so many different needs. One of the things that we do very well here, because we are able to individualize, and we partner with our school districts, and we partner, of course, with our families, we are going to start with lots of goals, and we're going to be working and often those are short-term goals, and we're trying to get that learning process going in all the different areas that child has a need. As you get a little older and you move into adolescence and you're starting to think about potential for life beyond high school into adulthood, what are those areas where you really have significant needs that we need to start focusing on? Those may become more of a priority depending upon, again, where you are on that spectrum and what skill sets you come to the table with.
Now you're finished. Nice job, girl.
The reason we started VIA was because we couldn't find the right services for our children. I knew another couple who had a son, and my husband and I have Harry and Georgia. Both of them have autism. Georgia hated crayons. She never wanted to draw, never wanted to pick up a pencil. So she's gone from that to all she wants to do is draw and write and be in front of her computer. She likes to work in Sharpie and draws incredible pictures.
Outpatient is where we first started, and then last fall he started at the school. Sam is probably the happiest little 9-year-old boy that you could ever meet. He loves everyone. He just is passionate about life. He's passionate about the things that he likes, and VIA in particular has brought that out and given him the freedom to explore the things that he loves and communicate and get to the point of now he can go into Starbucks and order his favorite Frappuccino. So incredible to see that all come out.
Nice job.
More? Thanks, you're asking for more beads.
You have these great outpatient programs as well as the full school. So talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, so it's probably around 60 families a week, approximately. Some of those families are getting services here at the school, and the children are students as well. And then when they go home, these are the wraparound supports, because obviously what you learn in school is good, but there's a whole other number of hours in the day that you're going out and you're using those skills. So in the home and in the community. So that outpatient team provides some of those supports. But the bulk of what we do on outpatient really is focused at teaching others on the spectrum who maybe don't need our school needs per se. And so we can bring them back and we can work to try to help address some of those issues for those other families.
And then you have adults who are there, who come on a daily basis.
That's right.
And describe that program.
Yeah, so we want them to live as independently as possible. We want them to go out and get a job that's meaningful, and we want them to be healthy and to enjoy life, right? So we talk about our academy as having 3 areas of programming: independent living skills, life skills, vocational business skills so that they can ultimately get a job, and then sort of health and wellness skills. And the idea that, healthy lifestyle and access to things you like to do in and around our community. So how to take a bus, how to engage, our community center, take advantage of doing a class. most of our folks are young adults that are coming to us, and they are taking classes in each of those areas. And in addition to that, one of the things that we offer is behavioral consultation, because for some of our adults, they sometimes hit speed bumps and they have behavioral challenges, and we have a team of consultants that ultimately go out and then provide assistance to not only those that are in the academy, but also some adults that are outside of the academy that either need assistance to come in, or it may be folks that don't actually need the academy, but they just need a little help in the community or in their home. So we go out and we provide it out there.
So what are the big goals?
You know, I feel like we have a great story to tell, and we came from very humble roots and beginnings, but and as you look at this need and how we leverage ultimately evidence-based practice so that we can be more effective or at least more efficient with who we serve, and we leverage innovation. What I'd love to see is that we, by focusing on the evidence base and the innovation, ultimately we go to Richmond and we talk about how can we systemically change the service delivery system in Virginia so that it works better for everybody in Virginia that has autism right now.
VI is more helpful than your regular school because it's one-on-one teaching, and that's much more helpful when you want to learn something or need help during doing an assignment or project.
It is a gift. I often say, as hard as this life can be sometimes, my heart breaks for the people that don't get to experience it, because having a child like this truly shows you what love is, what real unconditional love is, and also what's important in life.
I remember when we first started VIA, and the services were not great, but they were as good as we could do, and we felt really confident, and we were taking data and we saw the kids were learning. I remember the feeling of lying in my bed, about to fall asleep, and knowing I wasn't going to have a bad dream, that I wasn't going to have a nightmare about what was going to happen to my kids, that in the morning they were going to go to a place that they wanted to go to, that they were welcome, they were loved, and they were respected, and they were taught successfully. And I know that I share that with every single parent.